Hi everyone, Jonah here, and today I'm gonna be reading chapter 1168 of the One Piece manga. But before that, I just wanted to say thank you to a couple of people. I have not been feeling well like the past week, just health stuff, and then I got sick with this bad cold again, like I usually do. But yesterday I was just so down, I was in bed the whole time, and yeah, just I wasn't doing very well. But I was watching Juliet on TikTok. You know how like book talk has taken over One Piece and they're all reading it, but there's this lady named Juliet. She's awesome, and I was watching her video and I commented on there, and then someone, I guess, recognized me and said, "Oh, hey, I didn't know you were here too." But they said that they watched my reactions to One Piece. I'm not sure if like the anime reactions or the chapter reactions, but I'm hoping it's a chapter one, and that maybe you're listening here. You know who you are. But I was just like, yo, it was nice to know that people actually watch my stuff here. I really appreciate that, and that totally made my day. So I'm not gonna say who it is, but you know who you are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Like just yapping here all day, like doing videos, just it feels lonely because I'm by myself. But just knowing every now and then that there are actual real people watching this stuff. Thank you so much. And also my one practicum student at work. I was the mentor instructor for her. She knew I like One Piece, and she got me this. She's so nice. So she got me this like Luffy One Piece lamp. Like, look at this. It's so cute, and then you can move the arm. You can move it any way you want, but it's like Luffy's arm and his straw hat. That was just sweet. Totally made my day too, the day that she gave it to me. But yeah, I just wanted to do a shout out to those people because it's probably nothing to you guys, but it meant so much to me. So thank you. I'm so sorry. Like, you could have probably skipped all of this, but I'm gonna do the reaction now. Okay. Okay, chapter 1168. It's called Elbaf Snow. Oh, I guess it's just a request. Again, a family of sheep knit 6 gloves for Hachan. Okay, that's cute, actually. The family of sheep? They're so cute. I love that they're black sheep too. They're so adorable. Oh my gosh, and that they actually use their own wool to knit these gloves, because that's super sweet then. Giving him coffee too. But I guess he's helping them with the snow removal. Okay, Oda notes. I can't stop eating these canned cookies. I realized the macro and boro are my weakness. Cookies? Canned cookies? I'm thinking like they're like Pringles. Okay. 15 years ago, that same year, all over the world, those giant marines are really doing a good job. Harold's efforts are paying off, but they're so reliable. I always thought they looked scary, but now I wouldn't mind meeting one. Okay, I guess that's a positive thing, because then people see them as on their side, being part of the Marines. Oh, well, they don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I guess it's good, because people are now saying like, I wouldn't mind meeting one, because their perception of the giants are good, because these giants are helping out the Marines. Like, they're keeping the pirates away. So that's a good thing. Can't you get us stocked up again? Elbaf seafood is super popular now, I bet it is. So they're also doing exports and stuff. This here is a top quality Elbaf cedar. Or are people just using that because it's like a branding now. Oh, it came from Elbaf, but it's not. It's a rare and tricky item to import. I'll take it already. Yeah, they've become like a brand or something that's trending that people are like, yeah, we want this. We want in on whatever Elbaf is about. So I don't know if that's a good thing. So now we're at Elbaf. When we finally become a member nation, I think we should build sightseeing ships so our people can freely visit all of our allies. Harold. Okay, everyone's happy, I guess, because they don't see exactly what Emu is trying to do here. They think that it's finally working out. I mean, I get it though for Harold. He's worked so hard through all these years, having to lose a friend in rocks, and all the effort that he's done. He's left his hometown to go around showing people that the giants are good and that they can be trusted and they want to be friends, and he's become God's steel for the celestial dragons. It's so much that he had to do. So I understand why he feels so good. It finally feels like return of investment in a way. We're actually a rare minority from the perspective of the outside world, but there are many nations out there with a wide variety of races coexisting. This is thanks to a culture of mutual respect. It's true. Let's join a larger world, make new friends, and grow in knowledge together. And like the giant citizens they look pretty happy. That sounds great. We're one step away. Our future has never been brighter. Yeah, let's ditch this warrior crap. Oh, I'll make it happen, Ida. See, and that's his mindset. What Ida did for him, he wants to do for other people, to realize that we're not that special just because we're big. These are skills and talents that we have at birth, and we should use it to help other people or to further relationships with other islands or other races, as opposed to what they were doing before, using their talents to raid and to steal from people, because that's what they did as a warrior tribe. So now they have Walrus School. That's all started, and the kids are playing there. This is all thanks to you, Sol, he says. Better sharp kids than sharp blades, huh? I mean, it's a different kind of blade, but still a blade. Sharp kids are blades too. But ain't you afraid you've lost something here, Harold? I don't believe that military power is what makes a country strong anymore. But that's what Emu wants. As still a strong army, because at the end of the day, you need a strong army to win. Or at least a strong numbers. They don't have to be an army, but you have to have a lot on your side. It's because of Ida. She taught me everything. She died. Meeting her was the greatest blessing of my life. She died. Those bastards from whatever wine village that is. Oh my gosh. Aww. I mean, I knew she was gonna die, but I hope he was there at least on her deathbed. Hey, Harold? Oh, he was. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Elbaf really has changed a lot. When I first came here, there was tons of internal conflict. It was scary. But you've changed everything. Now children can laugh and study instead. It's like a totally different country. The old customs are backward traditions. all of those bad practices from the warrior era will be thrown away. But it doesn't mean that you should be weak, though. Like, fighting should not be the main thing, but I do believe that they should still be taught how to fight, or at least defend themselves. Which I think the kids know, because, well, they're just inherently strong, so... Well, okay. Let him cook. Oh, but I kind of like the whole Warriors Pride part. It's really cool. You should cherish your culture. Exactly, because that's still them. You don't want to take that away because that is part of who you are. Just because you are trying to change things up for the better, that doesn't mean you have to shove away what makes you you. And for them, Elbaf, like the people here, the giants here, that's them. They have great pride as warriors, and she's Ida's so amazing. Aw, too bad she died. Don't you get it, Ida? It's that very culture that's kept us from marrying. I can't accept it. Because of the warrior's pride. And Ida's just like, hey. Oh, they're so cute. You always did say you wanted to make me your legal wife. That really is the sweetest thing. You're so cute. What about Loki? He'll always be Hyruddin's kid brother, won't he? In my heart, I've always thought of him like that. Yeah, Loki's your baby. Look at them, they're so cute. Feelings like that keep my heart full. It's what's kept me going all this time. But don't worry, it's okay. You're everybody's King Harold. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, Ida's so awesome. And you're almost there, right? That's right, Ida. It won't be long. Soon we'll be connected with the whole world. Our world will be tens of thousands of times bigger. Then we can go traveling together. Just like the old days. Oh, it's so frustrating. Because this reminds me of what's going on with the fishmen. It's the same thing, right? And there too, this is actually very, very similar to that, because it was the wife, Otohime. Well, Otohime was the one who was fighting for them to get to the surface. So she was forefront in this advocacy, but here it's Harold who's doing it. And then in Fishman Island, Neptune has always been very supportive, but doing his part quietly. So I guess it's a little bit reversed. But see, like with the fishermen, all they wanted was to see the sun, live where the sun is. Come on. Like, they had to live underwater with, like, in this tiny space where there's a little bit of air and sun, because they can't go in other places because they're fishmen. That's not fair. And same for them. Of course, they want to, like, travel and go around, but they can't do that because people think that, oh, those are giants, blah, blah, and they're scared of them. Come on. Just like the old days. They were so young. That sounds amazing. And then she dies. I'm looking forward to it. Me too. And of course she dies. You know, for a manga that Oda didn't want to have romance, well, at least between shipmates or crewmates, he does romance really well, I think. The actual couples that we have in this series is just, I mean, they're lovely. Who do we have? Like Otohime, Neptune, Ida and Harold. We have Kiros and Scarlet. They were cute too, but oh my gosh, Odin Toki. That's like that. Ooh. I think that's the highest. Did I forget anybody else? But like the actual couples. But yeah, Odin Toki. Oh my gosh. Yo, Toki's so cool. She died. Hairudin's there. We see Harold crying. And Hairudin crying. She's smiling now. Telling you, she's a D. IDA. Ida. Harold's right there. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Loki's jailed. Dang. They jailed him because he... I guess he killed people over there in the village. Yeah, I assume he killed them. I mean, if he didn't at that moment, he would have come back and killed them after Ida died. But like, look at him, no, my sad boy. He can't even be there for her funeral. Ugh. Oh, my baby. He's sad. He's definitely crying. We can't even see his eyes, you know. Oh, I'm looking at the, I was like, what place is this? But probably the village that he trashed. Because it has like wine barrels and stuff. And it's snowing. Oh. Just like that. 14 years ago, the Holy Land of Marijoa. Shanks is missing. So he stayed for a year. Indeed, had he completed his last mission, he would have been formally knighted. Oh, had he completed his last mission, he would have been formally knighted. So I guess he failed one thing, and so he left. As you were our next choice, that opportunity now falls to you. What will you do? I'll naturally accept the honor of being one of God's knights. Doing that will secure Elbaf's membership status. Congratulations, then. The Great One has agreed to trust in you. It's been a long process. Oh my gosh, is he gonna be emo? You'll be remembered as a king who brought great change to Elbaf. Well, be honest. When Elbaf finally joins the world government, I plan to relinquish the throne. A younger, more virtuous ruler than I should take over. They don't want that because they want you to still be king, because they want your army of giants. Do they know what he's doing in Elbaf? That he has built a school and that he's trying to get away from that warrior thing of Elbaf. Do they not know that? But the ... they're like, oh. But he's gonna go emu now. That is a matter for Mu to decide. Ugh. Why? Why is there someone on the empty throne? Come, Mu has been watching the Herald. It's so annoying how Emu talks in like such Shakespearean way. Like, come on. Like, I feel like that's just so fake. Wow. What? Now he will understand what Rox was saying before. I don't think Rox said anything about there being like someone sitting on a throne and about Emu and all that. But I would assume that he would drop hints, you know. What was going on? This power. It's surging within me. It's chilling. So he was actually knighted. Dang, he became a knight. What's that on his back? Is he becoming a demon? Or are they Domi reversing him? This is the power of immortality. It still sends shiver down the spine. He is now beyond any wild monster. He has been forged into a mighty weapon. So you get that immortality thing after you become God's knight. I would assume it would be different, still being not a celestial, a Gorosei. Consider thyself an immortal knight sworn to Mu. Immortal, I can't believe it. Carve an abyss pentagram in Elbaf. That will mark the bond between us. That's how they got in. That's how they got in, because of the pentagram that he carved. Come on. Thy dearest wish shall finally be granted. Woo! It's a scam. It's a scam, my boy. Huzzah. As soon as this last mission is completed, Elbaf will be recognized as a member nation of the world government. Thank you, King Harold. But what's the mission? West Castle. Could you repeat that, Great Emu? So that's how they talk, through the pentagram. But that last mission that they wanted him to do is probably just way insane. Probably like genocide or something like that. And he's not gonna do that. What would... Maybe kill Shanks? Oh, my head hurts. Ugh, I hate being sick. Mobilize the entire nation and form a grand... See, that's what Emu wanted from the beginning. And that's the one thing he does not want to do. Emu told him, mobilize the entire nation and form a grand army of warriors. No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to... I thought you were watching Harold, you dumb shit. The giant warrior fleet will stand alongside the Marines and serve the world as... Wait, no, hold on, he says. Everything I've done was to free Elbaf from violence. Of course, if anyone still wishes to fight, I gladly encourage them to enlist in the Marines. But... who is the king talking to in here? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be the massacre. He's gonna be dummy reversing. He's gonna have to have the same fate as his friend Rox. Thou vowed to atone for Elbaf's history, even at the cost of becoming a slave. I meant to carry that burden alone. The burden of such history is too great for thee to bear alone. Now hold thy tongue. Thou cannot disobey Mu. I told you, Harold. I told you, fam. Those who enter into a deep sea covenant may gain immortality and power, but it comes at the cost of total obedience. Thou will carry out Mu's orders, regardless of thine own will. What? So it's kind of like putting a chip in them. You get the immortality and the power, but he gets full control of you. What kind of fruit is this? This isn't good. I'm losing control. Elbaf. That's what... It's like a chip. I'm telling you, it's like a chip. This thing, like the tattoo. Wait, 14 years ago. Wait, okay. 15 years ago. Shanks was there. Oh shit, no. Okay, I'm being dumb. How old was... No, Luffy was 7. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was thinking like, yo, like, did he go there after he met Luffy? Because Luffy's 17 and like, I can't math. I'm so sorry. No. Luffy was already 7. So that would have been like 12 years ago. Tough. Okay, we're now at 14. So 14, he left Marijoa, built a crew, had 2 years before he went to see Luffy. And then that's why he gave up his arm. Well, see, that's the thing, because people were saying How is someone as strong as Shanks? How did he lose an arm to a mere sea beast? Okay, this guy's a Yonko. Probably not at that time, but he's strong. He's strong. But he gave up his arm, right? To save Luffy. But also, that was him also not becoming immortal anymore. No, but he was not knighted. No, never mind, he was not knighted. But I guess it's just symbolic to get rid of that arm that had the tattoo, because it says like, oh, you're still part of this thing that's tattooed on you. So, okay, wait. They never meant for it to become part of the fold. Curse that emu. Dude, I could see that from a mile away. How did that not come into consideration? Guards. The plan was always to enslave the warriors of Elbaf. Yeah! Well, that's not fair, Giona. You see what's happening that Harold did not see, so let's not get mad at Harold. I'm sorry. I'm getting hyped. What is it, Your Majesty? Is someone... Chain me to this pillar. Hurry, summon Elder Yarrow and my sons. That's why. Because he knows if anything happens, they're the only ones who can stop him. And he doesn't know what happened to Rox. He didn't know that he was gonna suffer the exact same fate. He's gonna be dummy reversing. Come on. I don't even think that Elder Yarrow can do something. He's old. He's super old at this point. But sire, I believe Hyrodin is still out at sea. And Lord Loki, that is still imprisoned after what happened. I can't resist for long. What exactly is this concerning? What exactly is this concerning, Your Majesty? None of that matters now. Release him. So he was imprisoned then, but they released him so he could come here. He knows at least Loki would be able to stop him. Shucks. I hope that he was able to tell Loki something before he died, please. Loki has conquerors. He can do this. Jail of Realm of the Dead. You're free to go, Loki. Head to West Castle at once. The king requires your presence. Yeah, dang. So he hasn't seen Harold since. And the first time he's seeing him again was him being Domi Reversi. That's messed up. My poor boy Loki. Yarrow's house. Something urgent. What's going on? And so we return to where this tale began. Are we gonna see Luffy before this year ends? Please show me my boy. Luffy. Please, you haven't seen him for so long. 6 months? Oh god. Oh, my head hurts. Oh gosh. The day of the castle massacre. Oh, break next week! Oh, shucks. Why you gotta do this to me? Break next week. Shucks. Oh gosh. No, I'm leaving. Break next week, and then there's gonna be a chapter. I'm gonna have to force myself to react to the chapter. No, I can still do it. Gosh. No, I leave for my trip. Not next week, the week after. But we'll make it happen. Even if I have to react at the airport, I don't care. I have to see this. The day of the castle massacre. When Elbaf's most beloved king, Harold the Benevolent, lost his life. History converges. I'm so excited. That's crazy, when we go full circle, because this is where we started with the flashback with Loki, and Hyrodin was like, what? You have 3 minutes or something like that to explain what happened. And no, we had a whole tangent. Has it been 6 months? Here we are. This is where we started. Oh my gosh. Break next week! How cruel! Is it break next week, or is this the break for Christmas? Because when are we getting a chapter then? When? Ugh. Elbaf. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about spelling. It's fine. Ugh. Dang. Okay, my sister was saying that she got spoiled, as she always does. I don't know why she's not blocking these people spoiling her, but she said she got spoiled and that people were not liking this chapter. I don't know, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this chapter. I don't know what the problem is. I'm not seeing it currently. I'm just totally enjoying it. But okay. Dang, Harold is just so tragic, man. This is why we need history. If he knew what happened to Rox and what really happened in God Valley, he would be more cautious in believing what these people are telling him, the government. Because then, if he knew what happened, he knew that they are capable of doing this power, the Domi Reversi, and if someone as strong as Rox could be controlled, they can control Harold, right? And look what happened. He almost killed his wife and son. If only Roger, Garp, and Kuma were not there, Eris and Teach would have been dead by now due to him. He would have killed both of them, okay? And if only Harold knew that. If only, not even that, okay? Not even that. If Harold knew what was going on in God Valley, what exactly was going on, like innocent people being thrown in the wild for these celestial dragons to have a hunt for prizes. Prize? A woman? Shaki? Right? You have power. You can get devil fruits and stuff. But like the main thing was Shaki, and Garling wanted Shaki. Garling was there, Summers, and like the other knights. So like knowing that this is the kind of thing that these people do, would you, Harold, still want to be one? Would you still be a slave to these awful guys? If you knew that, considering what kind of person you are, considering what kind of advocacy you have, considering what Ida taught you, would you have still done this? If you only knew. Oh my gosh. This is why we can't erase history. That's why we can't delete books. That's why we can't censor stuff. Because the next generation would not know and would make the same mistakes over and over again. Harold, it's only been a few years. And you're going through the same thing that Rox did. And Rox did not even, believe in the government. You basically walked in there, fam. Like, come on. He became quite naive when he threw away that warrior's pride mentality that they have. That's what Ida was saying, It's good. It's good that you don't want violence, but don't get rid of that warrior pride that you have, because that would have saved you here, fam. If you have that warrior's pride of Elbaf, you wouldn't have agreed to be a slave to these people, Maybe that's why people are mad. But I'm just ranting on Harold, but I get him, fam. Like, I understand where he's coming from and why he did the things that he did. It's just frustrating being someone who watched what happened and could see, like, everything that Oda has shown us, at least. Because I know, that's the thing, right? I know I saw what happened. And so I've learned from that, right? This wouldn't have happened if he knew. If he knew about God Valley. And because people didn't know, they're still gonna keep making the same mistakes. It's just so frustrating because it's not just one life that's gonna get affected. It's the whole LBAF, and in extension, the whole world. Because what Imu wanted here is to make this army of giants, and they're super, super strong. And so he wants them to be at his beck and call whenever he needs to, like, I don't know, eliminate like a whole race. They're gonna get used. What was all those years for? Trying to educate people and changing this violent mindset that they had. You can see the children laughing, studying, enjoying life, not having to think that I have to fight. Peace is still the best, okay? And Harold did all of this, and not just Harold, of course he had like the most effort put into this, but Saul worked hard, Ida worked hard, Hayruddin did what he could. I bet Loki did something on his own there too. The people having to change their mindset, what you've been used to, that's hard. But Harold changed their minds, and they were willing to agree to it, to take that risk, because they also have this mindset against other races. But they are willing to change that because they want to build a relationship with them. They want to know about other people and to see the world and to coexist and just enjoy life as you should. Okay, this is just like Fishman Island, because those people, the fishmen, fish folk, they had the same prejudice against people, against human beings, and the humans had the same against them because they didn't know better. But because of Otohime doing everything, educating them, actually going with the celestial dragon to the surface to talk to them about what the fish people, the fish folk want, and how they want to coexist and live up at the surface. Because of everything that she did, the fish folk were able to change their minds, and they wanted to do it. Like, okay, risk it, because I want my children to enjoy the surface, to live where there's sun, where there's air. That's all they want. Come on. And then, oh gosh, now I'm having like Fishman Island flashback of their flashbacks. Like, oh gosh, I love Fishman Island. People trash on Fishman Island, but I love Fishman Island so much. There's so many good moments there, and just it's so good. But see, that's the thing. People would say, like, oh, it's just a copy of one arc. It's basically the same thing. Oh, it's basically so Arabasta, or like whatever happens, Skypiea, or they would say that. But can't you see why? Because people never learn. Okay, I mean, Elbaf happened. Well, dang, what happened in Elbaf happened around the same time as Fishman Island. What happened in Fishman Island? This is all happening at the same time. Yeah, Fisher Tiger was in Marijo. Oh my gosh, it was actually happening at the same time. Anyway, see, because people never learn. Because people didn't know what actually happened. They didn't learn the lesson from that happening. This is why the government want everything erased. This is why there's a void history. That's why that 100 years, it was erased from history. That's why they keep erasing things. This Buster Call, the Mother Flame, everything. It's meant to erase history, erase people, culture, traditions, everything. They want to do that because then people never learn, right? Why do governments not put enough budget in education? Because they don't want people to learn. Okay, I'm just gonna rant here. Chill first. Oh my gosh. See, that's what's going on. They don't want people to learn because then they can't control them. That's so frustrating. Damn. And like with that, Now I'm getting hyped again. I was like, it's not a good choice. I'm so sick, and like I have to pause the video every now and then because I have to like cough so much. But it just feels so good to read a One Piece chapter. Anyway, this connection, okay, with Elbaf, Fishman Island connection. You know how last time with the Mosa thing, like that's how they tease Neptune because he's hairy, and they would say like, oh, Shirahoshi, like your Mosa daughter. And like that person that Loki was talking to, they were saying like Mosa, right? So okay, people were like saying, oh, maybe there's a connection. It could be Neptune, it could be Shirahoshi. But you know who I think it is? Not those two. It's my boy Fukaboshi. Hear me out. If it's someone from Fishman Island, and there's Loki, okay, that's Loki. Who is gonna be like the kind of like counterpart for Loki in Fishman Island? It's not gonna be Shirahoshi. Shirahoshi's gonna be important. You know, she's important. She's Poseidon. She will have a part in all of this later on, but I don't think she's the kind of person who would be talking to Loki. You know, like that just doesn't make sense. Neptune maybe, but I would see Neptune talking more to Harold. If Harold was still alive, there's a possibility that it would be him talking to Loki, you know, kind of like staying in touch. But it has to be Fukaboshi. I think that Fukaboshi has taken like more of a role in all of this. Neptune is still the king, but if anything happens, well, the next in line would be Fukaboshi, being the eldest born, and you know, well, he's the oldest child, so he would be next in line for the throne. So he would take like a more important role in their government and all that. So if something is brewing, I would assume that Fukaboshi would contact their allies, okay? And their allies with Elbaf, right? I don't know if he's close to Hyrule, but I don't think Hyrule, what do you call this, is getting himself busy with stuff concerning royalty. I don't think their elders would have allowed that because he's kind of like not official prince. It would still be Loki no matter how bad his reputation is. So yeah, that's who I think it is. Who's Mosa? I think it's Fukaboshi. And they both have purple hair. They're both my boys. Okay, Fukaboshi is my hear me out. I'm down bad for Fukaboshi. Like for real. I don't know if I ever talked about that. But Fukaboshi, my boy. I really like Fukaboshi, okay? Like, there's Sanji, there's Buggy, and there's probably Fukaboshi, number 3. No! But oh my gosh, stop. I really like Fukaboshi. So if it's Fukaboshi and Loki talking to each other, I'm so happy. I'd be very happy. But for now, that's just my headcanon. I really like Fukaboshi. Like, I don't see people hyping him up. But he's one of my best boys, okay? Yeah, I think he's number 3, and then number 4, Loki. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm getting unhinged here, so let's move on, I guess. Ida and Harold, lovely couple. I'm so glad that they were able to see each other before she died. And they had this like beautiful conversation. It's kind of like a reminder from Ida that I loved what you've done for Elbaf, but I hope that you don't forget your warrior's pride, because that's one thing that I really like about you, right? And of course he doesn't want that. He's completely wanted to get rid of that part of him which he shouldn't have. That's what Ida's saying. But yeah, I hope that, I mean, Loki still has it. I think Hyrule has it. So it has lived on. Ida, your boys are fine. They have that pride in them, but also have that new mindset that you guys have taught them. So we are good. We are good, Ida. Rest in peace, my girl. Oh my gosh, it's just, this part is very sad. Hyrule going to his mama. And then my boy Loki there. Gosh. I want to see more Loki perspective in all of this, you know? And then Shank's missing, right? When he said that, I bet my arm in the next generation, when he saved Luffy, it also meant him fully getting rid of that part of him as a celestial dragon, as Garling's son. That was him saying that, right? He did not have his arm bitten off. He got rid of it. Okay, that's why. Damn. If only Harold was not that naive, was not that idealistic or hopeful. But then we won't have this kind of story, right? This is a thing. I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter and TikTok of people saying, like, I don't understand how you can like this character, they're bad and blah blah blah. As if there can only be good people in a story. There has to be people who are different, who are bad, who are questionable and would make you feel uncomfortable. They're not there because the writer wants you to change your mind and say that, oh, I changed my values for this. No. It's for you to be uncomfortable about it, and for you to, to think, for you to understand that there are people like this in the real world. There are different people in this world. And maybe the reason why that character is there is for you to learn, for you to know that, okay, that's not okay. Or, like, it's just funny. It's a fictional story, but I mean, it has very real emotions and lessons to it. So come on, you guys do you. That's just my little bit there. But it's gonna be so heartbreaking. Next chapter. Oh gosh, we're back to the beginning. There's gonna be so much fun. But then break next week, and then we get, no, that's not the last chapter. I don't know how many chapters do we have left for the year. I always forget. I should be remembering this at this point after reading weekly for over a decade, but of course I still forget. Anyway, I will be going on a trip. I know. But I won't be able to record stuff. Definitely not like drama reactions and things like that, because I won't be having my equipment there. But if anything, I would be reacting to One Piece chapters when they come out. It doesn't matter what country I am in. It doesn't matter if I'm at the airport. I will read the chapter. I remember last time I was in Korea, and these guys in front of me were talking. It was like the Kaido fight. Come on. It was the Kaido fight when he turned into a dragon. But they were talking in front of me, and I don't understand Korean. And these guys were talking in front of me while I'm on vacation. I'm like, oh. So I read the chapter in the bus. Anyway, I will react to the chapter. It would not be like the best audio out there, but I will. It doesn't matter where I am. But yeah, I guess that's all from me today. If there's anything that I missed, let me know, please. But yeah, if you're still here, wow, yo, this reaction is very long. But if you're still here, you made it to the end. Thank you so much. I mean, I really appreciate it. I started this channel because I wanted to talk to people about One Piece. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys tuning in and all that. I hope you all have a good day and good health and all that. Yeah, thank you for watching. You guys have a good weekend. Bye-bye.